Okay guys, for today's lesson you need page 53 out of your packet, okay? Page 53. And it starts with 3.18 class activity, write equations in slope-intercept form. So we've graphed the slope-intercept form, and now we're going to talk today about really writing equations from slope-intercept form. Okay, so the important thing that we need to see is when we look at our equations that we're given, y equals 2x plus 6. This equation is represented in this table as well as this graph. Okay, so again, the starting point is 6, which we see represented as our starting point on the graph. Also, we see the 6 in our table where the x value is equal to 0. Okay, anytime the x value is equal to 0, that means that's your y-intercept. Okay, the slope we see is represented by 2. Which means it's going up 2 for every 1. And we notice it jumps from 6 to 8, so there's our 2 as it runs over just 1 here. Okay, also if I look at my change in my y values, there's plus 2, plus 2, plus 2, plus 2, plus 2 for every plus 1, plus 1, plus 1, plus 1. So the change in y is 2 over the change in x, which is 1. So there we see our slope. All right, let's go ahead and turn the page then. And let's go to page 54. So page 54, you need to write the equation of each line in slope-intercept form. Okay, they give us the slope. They tell us right here, that's our slope. That is our m. They tell us the y-intercept. The y-intercept is at 0, 4. Again, the first value is your x. Your second is your y. And when x is 0, that means your y-intercept is that number that follows. So our equation is y equals mx plus b. Okay, so now for number 1, what I'm going to do is say y equals, I'm going to have the x there, I need to fill in the m, I need to fill in the plus b or the minus b, whatever that value is. So my m is 3, so that's just going to slide right there. My b value, which is my y-intercept, where it touches the y-axis, is at 4, and it's a positive 4. So I put plus 4 in the back. So it's just y equals 3x plus 4. Okay, number 2. Set it up, y equals, you got blank, you got x, and we got another blank. So it says the slope of the line is negative 2. So that means you just drop that right in. So y equals negative 2x. Okay, our y-intercept we see is this number, because our x value is 0, but our y value is also 0. So I could say plus 0 or minus 0, or I could just clean it up and leave it as this, y equals negative 2x. And that's really the proper way. You're not going to see him put plus 0 on the back. And also, just because you don't see a number in the back, doesn't mean there isn't a y-intercept. There is, it's at 0. Okay, number 3. We have slope of the line, 1/2. So let's go y equals, and I put 1/2 x, then I check out the y-intercept. So here my x is 0, so my y value is negative 2, so that's going to be the number that falls in back as your y-intercept. Okay, you try number 4. Okay, number 5, we have y equals, and then we have blank x blank. So it says the slope of the line is 0, so I just throw a 0 in there. And then the y-intercept we see 0, 2, so again my y value is 2. So that positive gets dropped in the back. Now I'm not going to leave it like this because 0 times x is 0. Okay, so this piece just essentially falls off. And we're left with just the y equals positive 2. So I'm going to say y equals 2. Again, when you have a slope of 0, and it's just a y equals just a number, you know, your graph is just going to be like, here's 1, here's 2. It's going to be a line that goes through 2. It's horizontal. It's a 0 slope. So that's what that would represent. All right, so now we're going down to number 6. And this time we're given the graph. Okay, so first thing I want to identify, I always like to start with the b. So I check right here, it touches the y-axis at 1, 2. So my B is 2. Then I want to figure out the slope, my M. So I already have 1 point here. I need to pick another point. And I'm going to pick this point because it goes through the corner of a box. So this goes up 1 and over 1, 2, 3. So it's up 1 over 3. Okay, and it's positive. You put your stick on the left side of the line, so I know that slope's good. So I'm going to go ahead and rewrite that. So I'm going to say y equals 1/3 x, plus 2. 1/3 x plus 2. Okay, looking at number 7. Again, start with your B. So it's at 1, 2, 3. I'll put a point right there. So my B is 3. I already have a point on the graph. I need to come up with another one. There's lots of ones I could choose. So let's say I'll just choose this one. It goes through the corner of a box. So I notice that this is a negative slope. He's got to walk downhill. So he's got to drop down 1, and he's got to go over 1. Down 1, over 1. Okay, pause my video. What's up?
How do I know which way I'm supposed to run? Because I've gotten like the last 2 wrong because I ran the wrong way.
Well, you always want to run to the right.
For all of them?
I mean, yeah, but this -2.
Because I put this one as the right answer because I went this way and it was right on the line. But this was the answer because it goes that way.
Yeah, so I would have seen that this one here, it drops down like 2 and over 1. Because of negative, you got to drop down.
Yeah.
Where this one here, I don't know, like maybe you went up 1 and over 1?
I have no idea.
Maybe you went up 1 and over 1? So, first off, it's a negative slope. You'd be like, well, it can't be this one, and it can't be that one. Just like this is a positive slope, it can't be this one because that's negative.
Yeah.
And it can't be that one. So 5 over 3, and I guess it's kind of harder to tell with these ones because you don't really go through the corner. But, it might look like there. So this would be like up 5-ish and over 3-ish. These graphs are harder to...
Yeah.
But the other thing is, though, your y-intercept is 1.
So it has to go through 1.
Yes.
Because that doesn't go through 1, so that's the answer.
Yeah, that's -1. So that's a way to eliminate that one.
B.
Just like this one, it has to be a positive one, which could be that one, but we eliminated that.
Yeah.
It can't be this one because that's not, so it can't be. And you're left with this choice.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
So what do you think about 13?
Well, it has to go through -3, so, well, it's also a negative slope, so that's positive, that's negative. So these 2 are gone. And that one stays, and that goes through +3. So it's that one.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so now we have our slope and we have our y-intercept, so I can piece that together. So I'm going to say y equals, and then I have a -1 over 1. When it's a -1 over 1, I can just say -1x, and then +3. Okay, notice this is the same thing if I say y equals -x plus 3. Either one of these is fine, and in most instances, you will see your worksheets or your books or videos will write it like this. Okay, you guys go ahead and do number 8. Okay, try number 9. Okay, let's go number 10. So on number 10, I would want to go ahead and start again with my y-intercept, my B. I see it's at, so there's 5, so 6, 7, 8. And then I know this is a negative slope. It's going downhill. And I need to pick another point that goes through the corner of a box. So it'll be like right here. So I go down 1, 2, and over 1. So drop down to -2 over 1. And then I need to piece that together. So I would say y equals -2x plus 8. What's up, Michaela?
I have a question for you. So for this picture here, how do we? Okay, so I know we have to do so. The B, you start there, so it's positive 1.
Mhm.
But when you drop it, you go 1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, here's what you're not taking into consideration. You got the 1, so that's good, right? So it can't be this one, right?
Mm-hmm.
It can't be that one. It could be this one because it starts at 1.
Mm-hmm.
However, look at your slope.
-4.
Is this a negative slope?
No, it's positive.
It can't be that one. Is this a negative slope?
Yeah.
So the one we got left, right?
Um.
I don't know, it's kind of hard to tell because these points like aren't exactly in the corners of a box or anything.
Mm-hmm.
But you can figure it out by process of elimination. That
Okay.
way.
That makes sense.
So, like, So look at this one, okay? So identify the ones that start at 4,
So that one starts at 4.
okay? Is this one?
No.
Exit out. Is this one?
Nope.
Okay. Is this one?
Yes.
Okay. So now look at the slope.
-1/3. So it's down 1/3, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so down 1, 2, 3. It looks like that one is.
But look at the slope.
What do you mean by that?
It's negative. Look at
Oh,
this line.
yeah, duh.
That's positive.
Come on, I'm gonna put a,
Yeah. So you're left with that one.
Okay, and then it's just like the rest of the questions on this back.
Mm-hmm.
okay,
Just like that.
Alright, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, number 11, we're going to go ahead and again start with the y-intercept, which I see is right here, so that's going to be a -3. And then pick another point, looks like probably all the way up here goes through the corner of a box. So my M, let's see, 1, 2, 3. So I rise 3, and I have to run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 3/5. 3/5 will be my positive slope. So I piece it all together now. And you get y equals 3/5 x minus 3. What's up, Miller?
can you reset mine?
What'd you get?
63. That's what I had gotten 2 answers wrong, and then I clicked the wrong one.
What is it doing? Did you pass the first ed puzzle?
Yeah, got 100% on that, I believe.
What are you running tonight?
I have to run 100, 200, and then the 4x2, and then I'm jumping.
Good for you.
Yeah,
You liking the high jump?
yeah, it's okay.
Just okay?
Yeah.
Did your dad give you some pointers?
No, he didn't high jump, I don't think. Actually, he probably did. I don't know.
Okay, done.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, we're now going to turn to page 56. And on page 56, it starts off with, we have this line. Okay, so I look for my B, my y-intercept. If I notice, this doesn't touch the y-axis anywhere. So I'm just going to put this symbol here, which means that's not an answer. It doesn't touch anywhere. Okay, my M. So I can pick a point, and then I can pick another point. I mean, there's tons of points I could pick. And I say, well, how much do I got to rise? Well, let's say I got to fall or rise. It doesn't matter which way you go with this one. So you can say you got to fall to, or you got to rise to. But how much do you got to run? You don't have to go to left or right any. So negative 2 over 0 or 2 over 0 is the same answer. And that's when we get the undefined slope. Okay, so undefined slope. Now, anytime you have a vertical line, it's a special equation, and it doesn't start with y. It starts with x. It's the only time you have an equation like this. And it's x equals, and it's wherever it touches the x-axis. And we see it's going through the x-axis at 1 right here. So my equation is really easy. It's just x equals 1. Okay, go to number 13. Okay, see, start with the b. Looks like it touches down here at negative 3. So I put b equals negative 3. Then I need to pick another point for m. And again, it's got to go through the corner of a box. There's tons of them you could use. So maybe I'll just select that one. Okay, so the question is, how much do I have to rise to get to this point? And the answer is 0. I don't have to rise any. How much do I have to run? Well, on this one, I got to run 2 over. And you guys have learned that 0 over 2, the answer is just 0. So when you piece that back together, we've kind of talked about this before. You get y equals 0 for your slope. You put the x on there, and then you got the minus 3. But the 0x essentially just cancels itself out, and all you're left with is y equals negative 3. Okay, moving on to number 14. So here, we don't have the slope. It's given to us in a table. But what I do know is I see this x value at 0. And remember, wherever the x value is 0, that's going to be your y-intercept. So it tells me the y-intercept is 4. So my b is 4. Okay, now all I need to do is pick 2 points to use for slope formula. So if I'm going to choose 0, 4, just for this first pair, and let's say I choose 1, 6. Okay, so I label them, x sub 1, y sub 1, x sub 2, y sub 2. So I have 4 minus 6 over 1 minus 0. So 4 take away 6 is negative 2. 1 minus 0 is 1. So it simplifies to negative 2. So my equation, when I piece it back together again, is y equals negative 2x plus 4. Okay, you go ahead and do number 15. Just notice here, this is where your x is, we're 0. So this tells you what the y-intercept is. Okay, do number 16. And that's where we're going to stop for today.